you doing? Ryan here. Today I'm going to show you how to respool a winch line on a scale truck. I did a scale comp with my Tundra here that you may have seen in some previous videos, and the winch line, I think it may have been stock winch line, wasn't strong enough to pull the truck up the hill. So today we're going to respool that winch with some jewelry cable that's pretty scale looking, and I'm just going to show you real quick how to spool that back on there. Alright, so here's my rig as we saw in the previous video, and right there's the 3R Racing Winch, and I don't know if I can get that pulled out. It's just basically a nylon cable or a nylon fishing line with some black thread around it to try to make it look more realistic, and it just was not strong enough. The rig's pretty heavy. I don't have a scale to weigh it yet, but it feels like it's probably weighing in around 7 to 8 pounds, and that just wasn't heavy enough to lift it up. So what we got here is I bought this stuff. It's called Beadalon. I don't know if we can see. It's a point 24 inches. There's 10 foot of it on here. This was like $7. It's for string and bead wire, or for wiring beads, and it's pretty realistic. It might be hard to see. Try to get, can't find light here. See if that camera will focus. It's hard to tell on camera, but if you actually could see it, it looks like real cable. So I think it's going to work pretty well. I've read online that some other people use it. It's pretty strong. It has 49 strands of cable in here, so it can flex, but it will bounce back of its shape, so it's not going to end up all spooled up around here like some of the other stuff does. This winch is not a free spooling winch, so I'll have to feed the wire out. Okay. This is the old winch line. Got it pulled out here. Got the old winch line pulled out here. It's going to be pretty hard to see, but there's a set screw in there. Let me see if I can get it. There's a set screw right there that we're going to have to undo to put the cable in there and then tighten back up again. Just going to loosen that guy up a little bit. All right, old cable out. Stretch out a little bit of this new stuff. Put it in there. Oh, this is harder than it looks. especially with as touchy as this thing is. Tighten that guy up good and tight. We wouldn't want that to come undone in the middle of a comp or something. Now, theoretically, should be just a matter of winding it back up on there. I got a little bit extra that's ticking. I'm just going to see if I can trim it off. There, that way it won't tick whenever I wind this. And I'd say the whole reel fits. The problem is I just realized I wound it up on there backwards. So I'm going to pull it all back out. Phew. Alright, that's done. So now I need my hook. I need to put my hook on there. I don't have a real scale looking hook. I've seen some pretty nice ones online that look pretty realistic. I don't have one. I just use a jewelry clasp. Also can be found at the craft store. It's not exactly realistic looking, but what I like about it is it has a little button. You can clasp it over your toe lines and kind of hold it on there so it doesn't slip off. So now we have to attach that guy to this. Now we got a hook. Get myself some cable to work with here. One of the things that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a little piece of shrink tube. I'm gonna tie my cable on, but then I'm gonna put a little chunk of shrink tube around the end of it just so it doesn't have a sharp, jagged edge. So cut myself a little piece of shrink tube there. Probably want to look up how to tie some knots so that you can tie a good knot, because I know you won't be able to see anything in this picture. I'm just kind of tying it on here. Oops, I guess I should have been smart and put my... Use your brain. Put on the shrink tube first, because you won't be able to get it back. Shrink tube on first. Got it. Getting ahead of myself a little bit. So here we go. Some shrink tube on there. I'm going to put a pretty generous knot in this, because I definitely do not want it coming undone on a trail when I'm trying to... I don't want to have to take a repair on top of having to winch and take my points on that. Oh, I can move the whole thing. No braking on that guy. That's good. And with my heavy duty knot up in here, and then I'm going to put that shrink tube around it so that it can't come undone accidentally. Ought to be pretty stinking tough compared to the garbage that came on there. Just trying to make my knot a little bit neater here. Alright. Now I'm going to try to shove my whole knot into the shrink tube. That's pretty. Shrink tube is amazing stuff. You can kind of tidy up just about anything with it. That'll give a place for that fairlead to catch, the rollers as it comes in there too, and help protect my knot from coming undone. Kind of heat that guy up a little bit, make it good and tight. Alright, I think we should test this out and see what happens here. Oh, hey, I'm going to roll a pretty good amount of it out here. Put my truck over here. Now I need something to break my hand against because it's going to pull. Okay, here we go. Oops, wrong way. I'm going to have to learn which way is which on my remote. Okay, here we go. I'd say works pretty stinking good. I didn't even get that much and the other stuff broke, so there you have it. Put my table back so I can show you what's going on there. So, rejeweled, got our winch hook on there. This winch hook is metal. It came with a plastic one on it. And of course, the plastic one broke right away. I got little rings hanging down underneath here so I can actually spin it over and clip it to one of the rings. So, because I take a lot of hits. You come up against a rock and I hit right on the front of that, climbing something. So sometimes this will get banged up pretty good. You know, a lot of times what you do when you're running, you have your toe strap that you already made. Let me get mine out here. You have your toe strap that you already made. Let me get mine out here. A lot of times you'll have your toe strap that we made out of the shoestring, and you'll just clip your winch right onto that and attach it to the back with like a bungee cord or something like that, and just leave it right on the truck, up over the truck like this. That way when you come to some place where you need to winch real quick, you can just unhook it from your bungee cord in the back. You already got your toe strap on that you can wrap around a tree, or you can hook it to your, like I made the tree saver with 2 hook clasps on it. You wrap that guy around a tree and clip the other end to it real quick, and there you got your extra pull strap. And most of the time, that's all the more you need to get off of a stuck situation, is about that much. So you only got to let your winch out a few feet. Or a few feet instead of all 10 of it that we spooled up on there, but we got 10 on it just in case we need it. And that's basically that right there in a nutshell. Ready to comp again.